I tell myself every time that I'm gonna like be aware of the muting, and then I'm not. I was saying hello to all of y'all. Christian Fletcher, Crazy Duplicate, Gonzalo Jimenez Lopez, KCS, Interview Show, Darwini. Hello to you all. It's looking like we got a pretty small crowd today, but we gonna keep the hype going as usual. Because yes, it is time for Flash to keep getting owned. But first, have y'all heard the news? Have y'all heard the big DCAU news that's going on? We have a new comic announcement. Hold on, let me get off of the Twitter really quick and hop over to our Facebook page, because I actually made a post trying to keep all the stuff in line. That way I could be like, hey, here's the news. Let me hop over and let me switch the screen. Maddie, let's read. It's been a long time since I watched one of your videos. Well, hey, we are gonna read. That's 100% that's gonna happen. Boom. But this is the big news. Justice League Infinity, a 7-issue miniseries. Oh, there's a siren coming by. Let me close the window real quick. We live like 2 blocks from the fire department, so it's nothing but sirens all the time. But Justice League Infinity is the big news. It is a 7-issue miniseries that's going to be following up the events of Justice League Unlimited. From the producer of Justice League Unlimited, James Tucker, and series writer J.M. DeMatteis, comes an all-new season starring the world's greatest heroes. There is a being wandering the universe, searching for its true purpose, but what it finds out on the furthest edges of the cosmos will change not just our universe, but multiple. It hits digital retailers May 13th, with the in-print version starting on July 6th. We have a Francis Manapul cover and a Scott Hepburn. This is the Francis Manapul cover. And we get get out of there. And a Scott Hepburn variant. And then we have a couple pages of interior artwork. We've got John Jones doing his thing, being sad, being lonely. We've got Amazo traveling the outer realms of the universe, assumedly picking up after he leaves in The Return, which was one of the episodes written by DeMatteis. And we have Parademons and Granny Goodness coming down. With we have Flash, Hawkgirl, Mr. Miracle, Barda, Ralph Dibny, the Elongated Man, the Atom, Red Tornado, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and newcomer Blue Beetle to the roster. So it's gonna be an exciting time. I'm really stoked for it. I hope y'all are stoked as well. The fun thing is this is going on at the same time Batman The Adventures Continue Season 2 is happening, and so we're our schedule is jam-packed. It's gonna be an interesting ride. We better get 09 content. I don't think that's gonna happen here. Flash is one of my favorite characters, hell yeah. How's Utna going? I finished it. I finished Utna. It was a wild ride. I love it. I want to watch it again. This time subbed instead of dubbed, because I've come to find out the dub was missing a lot of things. Maddie, this is lit. Also, hello. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, hey, Josiah. Hope you're having a good day as well. But yeah, this is all super exciting. I'm really pumped for it. Oh, hey, Conspiracy Buff. How's it going? Yes, Blue Beetle. It's very exciting. But now that we've got the news out of the way, I think it's time to start hopping over to the chapter. Chapter 5. Last time we left off, if I'm remembering correctly, they were saying that Gorilla Grodd was causing an uproar in Gorilla City, and the League was on their way to check it out and leaving Flash behind. If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, Flash dropped heavily in the chair, blah, blah, blah. He's watching TV. Okay, yeah. So that's what happened last time. But now we're just going to hop into chapter 5. Let me pull up the chat on my phone. That way I can keep up with y'all as I read. I don't care what you're sending me right now, James. Let's see. Why doesn't Warner Brothers make crossovers with their cartoon properties with DC Comics like Freakazoid, Road Rovers, etc.? Do you really think that that anything Road Rovers is gonna make money right now? Because I'm gonna tell you that it's probably not. It's probably not even worth them touching. Grodd is selling everyone bad beef. Yes. All right, let's get into it. Batman, Hawkgirl, the Martian Manhunter, and Wonder Woman were protected from the rigors of traveling through the Earth's atmosphere by a bubble of Green Lantern's ring energy. Superman, powerful enough to handle re-entry on his own, flew alongside. They landed on a dirt road in the middle of a dense green African jungle. The entrance to Gorilla City was not far away. We'll split up and go in separately, said Superman. Until we figure out exactly what's happening, we'll stay hidden. Yes, no need to show ourselves yet. The element of surprise may come in handy if Grodd is taken over, agreed Batman. Let's remember, people, that big ape can control minds, warned Green Lantern. Wonder Woman nodded. We only beat him last time because Flash could move even faster than Grodd's thoughts. Then we will need to rely on strategy and stealth, concluded the Manhunter. The heroes moved off, each seeking his own path. Superman moved silently through the dense foliage. The Man of Steel glided along his red-booted feet just inches off the ground. All around him were the sounds of indigenous life, the call of birds, the chatter of small animals, the grunts of larger predators foraging in the nearby weeds. Even Superman's hypersensitive hearing could detect no more threatening sound. About half a mile ahead, Superman knew lay the invisible barrier that marked the perimeter of Gorilla City. He would go that far and then carefully scout along the edge for any sign of trouble. So far, however, everything seemed calm. What's up with JL Infinity? We just talked about it. You missed it. It's coming out May 13th. It was nothing loud or dramatic that unsettled Superman in the next moments. Rather, it was the sudden cessation of the normal buzz of the jungle. Something had alerted the inhabitants, frightening them into frozen silence. Superman used his enhanced vision to scan the area around him. He saw nothing. He strained to listen more carefully. He heard nothing, but he knew without a doubt that something was coming for him. He reached for the Justice League communicator he wore in his ear. He needed to send a warning to his fellow heroes, but even Superman was not fast enough to complete that action. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw a blurred shape rushing toward him at remarkable speed. Superman whirled, too late. The huge brown gorilla swung out of nowhere and slammed feet first into Superman's broad chest. The hero was propelled backward like a missile. Tough and resilient as his Kryptonian body was, Superman felt every painful inch of his passage through the underbrush. He tried to focus on controlling his wild ride, and he might have succeeded had he not crashed hard the next second into the broad, heavy bole of a gum tree. Merely winded when a normal man might have been crushed, Superman rose painfully to his feet and looked around. Again, the evidence of all his senses told him he was utterly alone. In an impossible instant, however, he was once again under attack by charging apes. This time, 3 of them attacked, kicking, punching, butting into the Man of Steel with punishing force. Superman attempted to fight back, but his thrashing fists met empty air. His simian assailants were moving too quickly, even for someone of his great power. Finally, Superman's flashing fist connected with something satisfyingly solid. A grunt, followed by a thunderous crash, revealed his enemy, and the means of their incredible swiftness. On the ground lay an unconscious ape warrior. He was strapped into some sort of propulsion device made of gleaming chrome tubing, fuel pods, and a tapered jet nozzle. Steam rose from the exhaust tube in the ape's hand. Was a shock weapon in the shape of a streamlined baton. Superman took a second to marvel at the technology. Gorilla City was far ahead of the human world, but only a twisted mind like Grodd's would pervert that scientific genius to such lethal ends. Yo, how's it going, Rockman? 12 different versions. 12 different versions. What? 12 different versions. What? Did I forget something that was said in the book already? Bum, bum, bum. Great storytelling. How does Superman deal with the unpunchable ape? He just punches it. Superman ducked as another attacker zoomed at him. The flying gorilla made a 180-degree turn and rocketed again at the Man of Steel. Superman braced for the impact, trying to focus on his attacker, but the sudden buzz of another assailant sounded behind him. An incredibly powerful blow to the head drove Superman to his knees. Frustration and pain roiled within him as he tried to gather all his strength to strike back. Superman looked up at the sound of approaching feet. What he saw startled and confused him, even more than the zooming ape attackers. Before him stood a chimpanzee with a large tubular device in his hands. The chimp smiled crookedly at the hero. "Say goodnight, Superman," the chimpanzee said in a cheerful, high-pitched voice. He aimed the tube, a weapon, obviously at Superman, and pulled the trigger. A flash of intense, blistering light filled the air for a moment before Superman crashed hard to the ground and lost consciousness. So far, not a lot to note, but there was specific reference made to the last time they were fighting Grodd. Made to the last time they fought Grodd. Flash moved faster than his thoughts. How does Maddie deal with the haters? He doesn't. He keeps on reading DCAU books and being a cool guy. True. That do be how I deal with it. I didn't even know there were haters. Where is his super strength? He's hiding it. Hello, Mercy. How's it going? What is that? Is that a hand turkey emoji? I can't tell what that emoji is, but I can dig it. What is James messaging me about? What does he want? Is there something? Whatever. He's just sending me comments from other videos. It's not more news, so I'm not worried about it. Where was I? The top of the page, of course. The cave mouth gaped in the sandstone of the rocky hillside. The cavern itself was big enough for a tall man to move about easily. Hey Jake, love you too. You trying to get that Zeta to show up? Why did it hide that one? There we go. This entire chapter is just going to be the JL getting the shit beaten out of them. Possibly. Who's your favorite version of Darkseid? Michael Ironside. I can't say the word. Ironside, obviously. The cave mouth gaped in the sandstone of the rocky hillside. The cavern itself was big enough for a tall man to move about easily. Green Lantern peered intently into the darkness. In the inky blackness beyond the entrance, it was... There it goes. I hear the Zeta going now. There he went. There we go. Let's see. Hi, Mr. Maddie. Hello back to you, Aussie Dragoon. Where were we? Green Lantern peered intently into the darkness. In the inky blackness beyond the entrance, it was impossible to tell how deep the cave went into the hill. The ground at the entrance was well trampled. Many feet had passed that way, and recently, Green Lantern moved with caution into the dim coolness of the cavern. Perhaps this was the secret entrance to the Ape Citadel. It might even be the gathering place for Grodd's rebellious cohorts. Only the echoing sound of rushing water broke the silence. The tunnel sloped downward. The air grew cooler, damper. Ahead on the curving cavern wall, the Emerald Crusader could see the shimmering golden reflection of light on water. The scent of river water filled the air. Green Lantern found himself looking down on a natural grotto and a briskly running underground river. Churning and rippling, it flowed off through a narrow passage into the depths of the earth. The walls glowed with the soft yellow natural phosphorescence glinting off the burbling surface of the water and throwing antic reflections onto the rocks above. Green Lantern pondered his next move. The next move was not his to make, however. Green Lantern did not notice the surface of his river begin to churn of the river, not his river. Where did I get his from? Green Lantern did not notice the surface of the river begin to churn slightly. Something was rising quickly to its surface. In the weird flickering light, the thing emerging from the water looked even more nightmarish. It was a gorilla, a very wet gorilla, and it was wearing a sleek metal and glass breathing device over the lower portion of its grotesque face. Its eyes blazed a shimmering gold. Two more soggy apes wearing similar equipment followed the first. They swarmed silently toward the shore behind the unsuspecting Green Lantern. Swam, not swarm. My bad. One ape slipped on the damp slope, a grating sound that echoed in loud warning. Immediately, the Galactic Guardian aimed his ring and projected an expanding shield of emerald power. The shield slammed into the nearest gorilla with the force of a speeding truck. It smashed the gorilla back into the river. The apes unholstered handheld energy weapons and took aim at Green Lantern. A low, whining hum sounded in the echoing chamber. Sizzling bolts of golden energy leapt from the strange weapons. Instinctively, Green Lantern ringed a barrier to protect himself from the blast. "Drop those fry daddies, gentlemen. They're useless against my power ring," said Green Lantern. God, imagine fucking Green Lantern saying fry daddies. I'm down with that. Fry daddies. Those are a thing. I'm gonna put those in my notes. Twin bolts of energy sliced through the green shield like razor blades through paper. The Emerald Crusader was startled. His ring was supposed to protect him. He had less than a millisecond to ponder this impossibility before the bolts lanced into him and threw him backward. Green Lantern bounced hard off the cavern wall and crumpled to the floor. All three gorilla thugs approached him cautiously, weapons drawn. "Grodd was right," said one of the attackers. "The frequency of our golden energy short-circuits the ring's power." "Long enough to flatten the human scum anyway," said another with a cruel chuckle. "Now come on, let's get him to Grodd." Leaping up suddenly, Green Lantern fired a laser-like beam from his ring and blew a weapon from one ape's paw. He followed with a torrent of golf ball-sized globes of green energy fired through the air at another foe. The green spheres pelted the second ape attacker mercilessly, shattering his energy weapons in the process. A body slam from a green battering ram sent the third ape sailing back into the river. That was probably too easy, thought the Emerald Crusader, but it was fun. Green Lantern never saw the fourth larger gorilla behind him. A huge charge of crackling golden energy ripping through his body was the only warning he received, and by that time, it was too late to act, too late to do anything but slide helplessly into oblivion. We're putting the Fry Daddies in. Items. Fry Daddies. There we go. Monkeys are too OP. A huge charge of crackling golden energy. Yes, it was gold. Brum, brum, brum. I don't know if they're trying to play into like the Green Lantern weakness to yellow or not, because I do know they mentioned other yellow stuff a little bit ago, but it's possible. Her wings flexing powerfully, Hawkgirl swooped low over the trees. She scanned the jungle below for signs of Grodd. That wasn't the end of the sentence. She scanned the jungle below for signs of Grodd and his rebel band, but saw nothing. She carried her mace ready in her left hand. Hawkgirl spiraled low over the grassy plain. There, a pride of lions hunted in the tall grass. A police officer on her home planet of Thanagar, Hawkgirl appreciated the sight. She too was an expert at stalking prey. But where was her current quarry? Unbeknownst to the Thanagarian Fury, the prey she sought was near, but not below. Metallic wings beating in the air, the huge simian thug flew rapidly through the air, intent on a hunt of his own. In his huge paw was a gleaming steel battle hammer. Fry Daddies is Shelby's favorite food. It's canon. I accept it. Is this a book? Yes, this is a book. Superman could beat Darkseid and a gorilla whoop his ass. Dude, there's nothing stronger than a monkey. Where can you get it? I mean, this is on Kindle. Your last message didn't register. What was your? I saw hi, Mr. Maddie, but I haven't seen anything since then. Where were we? They met in mid-air. Hawkgirl wasn't sure if it was anything but pure instinct that made her turn to face him in that last instant. Her reaction was textbook reflex as her mace blurred in a wide arc to smash with a clang against the ape's hammer. The shuddering vibrations ran up the winged warrior's powerful arms. The flying gorilla spun away clumsily like a loose kite. Haven't had those wings very long, eh? Chided Hawkgirl. I was born with mine. A pinioned predator, Hawkgirl swooped after her flailing enemy, her mace raised and ready. The flying combatants clashed again, and this time Hawkgirl's shattering weapon sent the battle hammer plummeting to the jungle floor. On follow-through, Hawkgirl slammed the haft of her mace against the ape's jaw. He grunted in pain and surprise and spun earthward. Hawkgirl watched him fall. She suddenly swooped after him. A fall from this height would kill him, and she couldn't allow that to happen to even the worst enemy. She stretched out a hand to grab his ankle. To her utter surprise, her quarry arrested his own fall and zoomed upward again, out of her reach. Hawkgirl pumped her wings and swept up in an arc, her mace raised threateningly as she pursued him. You're unarmed, and I'm much better at this flying stuff than a lump like you will ever be. Give up, Harry! But he wasn't completely unarmed. A scarlet beam shot out of his wrist gauntlet and slammed into Hawkgirl's shoulder. A blazing pain radiated through her body as a wave of crimson overtook her vision. Hawkgirl fell to the earth like a stone. Her enemy zeroed in to collect his prize. I'm gonna say that guy's name is Harry, just because it was capitalized. That gorilla is now known as Harry. And just in general, unnamed chimpanzees and gorillas. Do you think 10 days is too long to wait for the... What tournament? What are you talking about? Literally every JL member got owned because they are too stupid to dodge a single laser. You know what? I mean, it happens. I don't know that I would be able to dodge a laser. Catherine Zeta-Jones, though, she dips beneath the lasers. We're already on chapter 6. All right. Jean Jones was a telepath. All Martians were. Though he was now the last of his kind, Martians also possessed complete control over their physical density, giving the Manhunter the incredible ability to become both invisible and intangible. It was this latter capacity that made his passage through the jungle so easy. A pair of Grodd's guerrilla soldiers patrolled the area, armed with high-tech rifles. Jean followed them without being noticed and drifted closer to listen to the apes' conversation. Grodd will be pleased. The Winged Woman, the Ring Wearer, and the Strong Man have all been captured. Soon, the Justice League will be his, said one ape guard. The Manhunter listened with alarm. He'd have to warn the others immediately. He focused his mind on Batman first, picturing the Dark Knight clearly in his mind's eye. He beamed his urgent thoughts out into the ether, seeking contact with Batman's sharp mind. The message never reached its intended target. Instead, Jean's mind filled with cold darkness that washed back over him. He tried to disengage, but could not. Whatever he had contacted had a firm mental grip on his psyche. The Manhunter started in terror as his mind filled with images of raging fire, his one weakness. The flames roared closer and closer. There was no escape. Jean was a prisoner in his own mind. The blaze consumed the Martian's awareness. It drove him deeper into his unconscious, seeking escape. His mind shut down in defense. His body dropped into the jungle brush, slowly becoming solid and visible once more. By that time, though, the guerrilla soldiers had moved on. The manhunter lay slumped in the weeds. I was watching a Justice League episode, and I was watching the episode Patriot Act, and I was wondering what happened to General Island after the episode. Who knows? Who is to say? Flash is crippled, the Justice League is jobbing, and Grodd's using beef to fund his rebel band. Great era, the world is doomed. I like how the first paragraph of Chapter 6 is just describing who John is. True. They need Flash. Yeah, he'll probably show back up at some point. John's got super owned. That he did. Five apes surrounded Wonder Woman. Each of them grinned maliciously and carried glowing energy whips. Mere moments before, they had dropped out of the trees to surprise her. One of the beasts snapped his whip and it unfurled like an electric snake. Wonder Woman ducked under the lash. Dodging another flashing whip, she executed a springing somersault and launched herself feet first at one of the apes. Her scarlet boots smashed into the gorilla's face. Wonder Woman's hand dropped to her belt, and she grabbed her golden lasso. The line flew unerringly at its target, wrapping around another ape's ankles. The Amazon yanked the glowing cord as she ran, upending the lassoed primate. Two more apes cracked their whips, but Wonder Woman was simply too fast to be caught. Raised on the island of Themyscira among her Amazon sisters, Diana was trained from birth to be a perfect warrior. In battle, she came alive. Her speed and strength were incredible, her fighting skills unmatched. Wonder Woman lashed a flying kick into another adversary's thick torso. The gorilla crashed hard into a tree and went down to stay. The Amazon princess was still moving, targeting yet another opponent. Wonder Woman leapt over another flashing energy whip. She crashed her fists into another ape's face. In the confusion, Wonder Woman broke for the trees. She needed to alert her fellow Leaguers. Unable to rouse any of the other heroes on the scene on her comlink, Wonder Woman put in a call to the Watchtower. Wonder Woman's one weakness, a swarm of glowing gorillas. Someone must have read Batman's contingency plan for her. True. You'll kneel before Grodd. Am I losing my mind or did... Y'all are really bad at this. Y'all are really bad at this. Let's see. Crazy duplicate, but we never see Ruling get imprisoned by Cadmus. For all we know, he could still be out in the world. I assume you mean Island. Let's see. Oh, hey, Levi, how's it going? Pretty stoked for Justice League Infinity. Glad DC is doing something with the DCAU. Yeah, I'm very excited for it as well. That and BTAC going at the same time is going to just be too much. Oh yeah. Flash dozed in the chair at the communication console. Healing was fatiguing work, and there wasn't much stimulation in doing nothing. The shrill electronic beep woke him roughly. On the screen, Wonder Woman's beautiful face appeared. The jungle filled the background with green and brown. Flash was in no mood for banter, but the Amazon's intense expression would have discouraged that inclination anyway. I don't have much time, Flash. The distress call was a trap. Grodd was waiting for us, Wonder Woman said. Sheesh, even Superman? Flash asked incredulously. Yes, Grodd has armed his apes with advanced weaponry, extremely powerful. Flash sat back heavily, totally stunned. He had never felt more useless. His friends were in danger, and he was stuck in the Watchtower, literally powerless. Flash, I don't know how much longer I can evade them. We need your help, now, Wonder Woman said. I can't do anything, said Flash bitterly. Yes, you can. You're a hero, no matter what. Take the javelin and get here as soon... Wonder Woman never finished the sentence. An energy whip thrashed into her from behind, snaking itself around her shoulders. The whip crackled with blazing energy, and the Amazon screamed in agony. Before the communicator shut down, Flash had a chance to see this dreadful sight in vivid stomach-churning detail. He pushed himself up from the console and ran toward the hangar deck. With or without super speed, he couldn't leave the Justice League in that murderous beast's clutches. Maybe Eileen joined the Suicide Squad at some point. Maybe. I don't know what Funny Bone is. I feel like somebody mentioned that last time, and I don't know what that is. Can we get a little recap of Speed Trap so far? Essentially, it starts, there's a group of villains who have been brought together because somebody says, some mysterious man's like, we can end the Flash. Most people are just like, yeah, whatever, you're fucking lying, get out of here. The guy ends up giving Weather Wizard a gun that he's able to shoot at the Flash, and Flash's powers are off the table. While he is, while he's in the Watchtower, resting up and trying to heal and everything, the rest of the League gets a distress call from Gorilla City. They go to check it out. They just got ambushed. Rating of job, and that's basically where we are now. Let's see. Ranking of jobbers from bad to really bad. 1D Green Lantern, Hot Girl, Superman, Flash, Johns. Even crippled Flash is doing better than Johns did. That's true. There we go. Flash loses his power. God creates a band. The Justice League gets owned by a bunch of gorillas with guns. Basically. Batman crept carefully through the brush, looking intently ahead through the small binocular-like device in his hand. Through the special lenses, he could track the perimeter of Gorilla City's force field enclosure. Somewhere along this path, Batman had expected to find evidence of an access through the barrier and at last he found it. Batman whirled at the sound of a snapping branch behind him. What he saw chilled even the stoic crime fighter. John Jones staggered out of the jungle, obviously disoriented and in great pain. The Martian's green skin had taken on a chalky grayish pallor, and his deep-set dark eyes were cloudy and unfocused. The Manhunter croaked out a strangled cry for help as he dropped heavily to the ground. Batman moved quickly to his comrade's aid. Bending over his fallen friend, Batman checked John's vital signs. "Breathing is shallow, and pulse is racing," muttered Batman. "Presumably, that's bad even for a Martian." Batman leaned closer, speaking softly but urgently to his friend. "Jean, what's happened? Who did this to you?" "Grodd. In my head. Get him out of my head," the Manhunter whispered hoarsely. Batman had no idea what to make of this strange request. He knew that the Manhunter was a telepath. I accidentally... There it goes. He knew that the Manhunter was a telepath, but even the Dark Knight couldn't help him in that realm. "Tell me what to do, Jean," Batman urged. The Martian Manhunter's slack expression and bleary gaze vanished immediately. Suddenly, his eyes blazed with intelligence, and his face took on a fierce aspect. The transformation was so abrupt it startled the unflappable Batman. "Jean, are you all right?" Batman said. "Jean, speak to me!" The Manhunter stood up in a fluid motion. He glowered down at the Dark Knight. "Jean is gone, Batman. There's no one here but us monkeys," said the Manhunter in a chilling... Oh, fuck, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. We've returned to monkey. I gotta clip that out. I've gotta clip that out. Oh my god. Let me see what y'all got going on in the chat. But I gotta clip that out. Batman vs. Gorillas reminds me of this r-who would win thread where someone argued seriously that a silverback gorilla could own Batman and got angry when people gave evidence Batman would. Oh my god. Reject Mars, return to monkey. That's gonna be the caption. That's gonna be the caption. There we go. File. Save as. Monkey. God, I'm just accidentally saving everything in my my file from where all my Saturday night stream stuff goes, and I need to really clean that out. There we are. Reject Mars. Return to monkey. And I'll give you the Levi. What's your handle again, man? I do not remember it off the top of my head. I thought it was just the Levi Church, but it's not showing up. What if I just type your name over here? One Levi Church. There it goes. Beautiful. God, these books have so much just fun shit in them. I wish this was an episode. I would love to see fucking John Jones just turn into a monkey. Why is Fat Wolverine trending? I've got no clue. I didn't even look around. I was so focused on the monkey thing. With that, the Martian smashed his massive jade fist into Batman's jaw with incredible speed and terrible force. The Martian Manhunter slung Batman's unconscious form carelessly over his shoulder and walked stiffly into the jungle as he walked. He laughed. Anyone who heard that cold laughter might have told it. It had come from the throat of Grodd himself. God, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful way to end that chapter. It was mwah, mwah. There wasn't really anything in there that we could note, but you know, I love it anyway. A gorilla could chows it going. We just watched Martian Manhunter return to monkey. I want to give that to the Discord real quick. Oh my god. Hold on. Where is... Y'all aren't going to see the Discord because I'm window sharing instead of screen capturing, but... John has returned to monkey. I know Rock and Sirius and Daniel get a kick out of that. So I'll give that to them to deal with. Oh shit, I did it in announcements. Oh well. They can have it in announcements. That's fine. You missed the return to monkey. Yes, I could. It was on the previous page. I could do it again if if we want to. John, are you all right? Batman said. John, speak to me. The Manhunter stood up in fluid motion. He glowered down at the Dark Knight. John is gone, Batman. There is no one here but us monkeys, said the Manhunter in a chilling sing-song. Just beautiful. Just a great way to do the end of the chapter. Let's see. How long is chapter 7? We've only gone 45 minutes. And so we've got time to try to sling through another chapter. I say I could give it a go, I think. Why not? What's stopping us? Like a gleaming steel blade, the sleek Javelin 7 sliced through the Earth's atmosphere. At the controls of the League's space jet set a pensive flash. The automatic pilot was locked into a course for Central Africa and Gorilla City. There was no question that he would attempt to rescue his friends, his captive friends. He had not hesitated for a second, but now that he had a few unoccupied moments, Flash began to wonder how he was supposed to pull it off. Without his super speed, what could he do? He was just an ordinary man now, no longer a superhero. His mind went back to what Wonder Woman had said. Despite all the amazing things they could do, those the world called superheroes were people first and super second. That was true even of the Martian Manhunter, who sometimes seemed to Wally more human than most people born on this planet. Maybe it was true of Flash himself as well. Maybe. What do you mean, Aussie? What's up with your chat? He couldn't dismiss the wisdom of the Amazon's words. She was probably right as usual. Still, while it might be true that he was far more than just his power, it was also true that his speed was what made Flash special. Deprived of his super swiftness, he was just Wally West, extremely ordinary guy. Worse, without his power, his options numbered exactly 0. He'd go from matching wits with super crooks, such as the Weather Wizard, to asking people if they wanted fries with their burgers. Being Flash wasn't only everything Wally knew how to do. It was all he had ever dreamed of being. Without it, life looked like one endless road to boredom and frustration. A reflection of this sort was alien to the former fastest man alive. For him, thought was synonymous with action. Deep thought had never been his forte. Wally West divided his life into 2 distinct periods: the agonizing tedium before he was Flash, and the supersonic wonder ever since. Growing up in the bucolic American Midwest, he had enough slowness and changelessness in 18 years to last for 26 lifetimes. From the window of his childhood bedroom, Wally could see across what seemed like a million miles of flat nothingness to the razor-sharp horizon line. If he chose to, he could watch the huge red thresher on its infinitely slow crawl down rows and rows of wheat ripe for harvest. He could also have chosen to watch paint dry on the barn. School was more eternal torture. Though most of the subjects had come easy to him, life had lacked challenge in Blue Valley, and Wally learned early on that he desperately needed to be challenged. When the accidental electromechanical dousing left him with his incredible speed, Wally knew that his days of small-town boredom were over at last. Nothing would ever hold him back again. Life had been filled with challenge from that moment on. Looks to me like Ken Lost. Beautiful. Let's see. My last 3 comments before test chat didn't appear on your text wall, and my previous one before this. Huh. I'm not entirely sure why. That's weird. School was eternal torture, true. So Wally was 18 when he got his powers. That's what I'm getting out of this. Which, let me go ahead and actually, let me note that before I forget. Chapter 7, we got mention of Blue Valley. Not in the Lou Valley. It suggested Wally got his powers at the age of 18. It doesn't want you to talk about JL Apes? Oh no. I don't mind if you talk about JL Apes. I don't know why YouTube wouldn't be into it. Well, the Flash thought, rushing into action against the immensely powerful Gorilla Grodd without super speed was as big a challenge as he had ever faced. through the Javelin 7's windshield, he could see the deep green of the American veldt approaching, or African veldt, excuse me. And that was just a school lab instead of a CSI lab, like I assume. I think they had mentioned earlier in the book that it had happened at, where was it? Flash's origin is mentioned, seems to match what we see in Brave and the Bold, back in chapter 2. So, I don't know. Maybe he was like interning or something. The last 4 times I tried to chat that, it didn't go through. That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. He wouldn't have much time to make a plan. He had to try and focus. Batman had no powers, and Wally sometimes believed the Dark Knight to be the most effective hero he'd ever met. There wasn't a moment the great detective didn't anticipate. There wasn't a move he didn't have planned. Batman was always at least 10 steps ahead of everyone else. But Batman had trained from his youth to be the best a human could be. He hadn't blundered into power by sheer luck as Wally had. Strategy was not Flash's specialty. But he'd have to learn. And the irony wasn't lost on him. He'd have to learn it quickly. He'd never had to take the time to learn anything. With his speed, Flash could adjust on the fly, improvising his solutions in the blink of an eye. That's why it always seemed to Green Lantern that Flash was sloppy and undisciplined. Of course, compared with Green Lantern, everyone was sloppy and undisciplined. Next to Batman, Green Lantern was the most focused guy Wally knew. He was always the man with the plan, and he never deviated from it. It worked for Green Lantern, Wally recognized, because he needed the structure the way Wally needed freedom. Still going into battle with Grodd, Wally knew he'd have to take a page from the Emerald Crusaders Book 2. What's up? Oh, okay. He'd have to stay focused and disciplined, however strange that was to his character. It was the only way to survive. He'd need stealth too. No longer capable of moving so fast as to seem invisible, Wally would need to exercise extreme caution and creativity in sneaking past Gorilla City's defenses. If only he had Jean's abilities. Flash reflected. Then he'd have no trouble getting in. While he couldn't become intangible or blend in with his surroundings as the Martian could, the Flash could learn much from the Manhunter's calm determination in approaching any problem. Rushing in would only get himself and the others killed. Whatever came, he'd have to tough it out. Superman wouldn't be stopped by the loss of his powers. The Man of Steel was the most dedicated hero Wally knew. Even without his strength, his enduring spirit would drive him on. He'd be super, even as a 98-pound weakling. And you couldn't ask for greater inspiration when it came to the perseverance than Hawkgirl, Wally thought. Forced by circumstances to live far from her homeworld, she hadn't given up. She had adjusted and carried on her fight for justice in her new home. No one was tougher, no one more tenacious. Wally knew he'd keep her strengths in mind as he headed into battle. He'd be lucky to manage a fraction of the greatness his fellow Leaguers represented. The Javelin 7 zoomed just over the tree line, circling for a landing. "Well, it's showtime," said the Flash, pulling his scarlet mask over face. I wonder how the hell is the Flash going to beat a bunch of gorillas without his powers? Through magic. Does it not like when I type John? It looks like it liked it fine. So Wally can't phase, huh? Bum, bum, bum. Marty Wolf has been taken care of. There it goes. It looks like we got someone else in the background moderating. So hey, thanks for that. Gorilla City was a startlingly modern accumulation of gleaming high-tech buildings made of steel and glass. Just imagine being so fucking pathetic that you drag like some random ass YouTuber's drama into like someone's chat who doesn't even fucking know the guy for like 2 months in a row. Can you imagine just being such a fucking beta? It's hilarious. Like these people like have such sad lives. They have nothing going on for them other than just like coming over here with that shit. Like, just pathetic shit. I would hate to be that devoid in my personal life. That, like, this is all I got going on for me. I gotta make 500 YouTube accounts and show up to some stranger's live stream where he's reading books to fucking talk about some weirdos that don't even fucking have 3,000 subs. Like, what the fuck, man? Y'all are pathetic. It's just so fucking funny how pathetic y'all are. Oh, Jesus, man. Gorilla City was a startlingly modern accumulation of gleaming high-tech buildings made of steel and glass. It couldn't have been more out of place in the surrounding jungle foliage. Fortunately, a force field shielded the city from view. Normally, the city bustled with apes going about their daily business, but now it was empty and eerily quiet. Inside the main dome, oh hey Jay, there you are. It won't let you type monkey? Oh no. Inside the main dome, in the large council chamber, mighty Grodd held court. Even among the huge apes of his remarkable species, Grodd was startling in his massive size and power. Around the room, row upon row of silent gorillas stood in dazed passivity. Thanks to Grodd's superior mental force, the entire citizenry was under his control. Even the great Solivar, beloved leader of all of the super-intelligent apes, was in his thrall. Only Grodd's true disciples moved about with free minds. At the back of the room stood a huge black steel box, a gleaming and ominous machine of some sort. Inside, the hum of the device's works droned incessantly, and sparks could be seen through a vent. A complex array of lit dials and gauges on the machine's face hinted at a tremendous amount of power harnessed to some malefic. I assume that's like in the same vein as maleficent. That's probably like the root word that they used. Malefic. No, that's not. Just malefic definition. Causing or capable of causing harm or destruction, especially by supernatural means. Yep, okay. Seems like I was right. Gorilla City is made of steel and glass. I would have thought they'd make Gorilla City. I thought they'd make Gorilla City as unzoo cage-like as possible. So it goes. Where was Malefic? Malefic purpose. The thing throbbed and pulsed with mind-numbing energy. I mean, I gotta imagine that steel's just good for infrastructure, right? So like maybe they just had to use it. In fact, this great and terrible engine was the source of Grodd's absolute authority, a device that amplified his already formidable mind control to a level that could turn even the mighty Justice League into docile pawns. Grodd had made himself a king, and this unwieldy generator was his scepter of office. Secure in his unchallenged power, Grodd slumped indolently in the large makeshift throne, in the center of the room. His dark, piercing eyes were studying the 6 helpless superheroes in front of him. The Leaguers were trapped like flies in amber, surrounded by an energy field that sapped their powers and damped their wills. "This is greatly satisfying," rumbled Grodd. "In the reduced state, you fools are almost amusing." Grodd lumbered down from his throne to stalk toward the heroes. He stood facing them boldly, defiantly. They were his to toy with as he pleased. "You have all danced at my command, without even suspecting it. It was I who supplied the idiotic weather wizard with advanced weaponry. It was I who willed him to target the Cretan Flash for his special punishment. Flash has always proved an especially difficult foe, dealing me defeat in the past. I do not suffer that well. Now, none of you will stand in my way." Is Monsieur Mala from Gorilla City? I don't know. Is he? I don't know too much about Monsieur Mala. Like, I know I saw him in, Young Justice or whatever. Fictional character, gorilla supervillain. Grodd laughs at Mala for considering himself an absurd science experiment comparable to a proud child of Gorilla City. That's all I'm getting here. So I don't know. Not much going on. We're just on our third chapter of the book today. The last chapter for the day. Let's see, where was I? Where was I? Let's see. Okay, here I am. You have all danced at my command without even suspecting it. It was I who supplied the idiotic weather wizard with the advanced weaponry. It was I who willed him to target the cretin Flash for his special punishment. Flash has always proved an especially difficult foe, dealing me defeat in the past. I do not suffer that well. Now, none of you will stand in my way. Grodd smiled a grotesque display of jagged yellow fangs. Soon I will bring about my new world order, and all humans will rightly serve their ape masters forever! Grodd turned to behold his massive black generator, his enormous arms spread wide, as if encompassing the entire world. As I speak, my agents prepare to construct a network of these devices across the globe. Once they are activated, I will broadcast my will to every weak human mind on Earth, and I will be master of them all. Grodd marched away impatiently. His lackeys hovered, attempting to anticipate their leader's whims. None dared trigger the wrath of his awesome temper. Grodd turned on his heels and railed at the room. With the overrated Justice League in my total control, and the annoying insect Flash neutralized, no one can stop me! The great gray gorilla narrowed his glittering eyes and hissed out a triumphant pronouncement. Soon the entire Earth will bow in absolute obeisance to Almighty Grodd! Grodd sent a mental command to his helpless subjects. Like puppets, the dazed ape audience applauded with empty enthusiasm. Grodd looked around, basking in the acclaim he had demanded. But it wasn't enough. Something was missing. Grodd smiled and focused his will on the trapped Justice League. Within the containment field, their forms twitched. Their hands rose as if they were mindless automatons. Grodd pressed on mercilessly. Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Batman, Hawkgirl, and the Martian Manhunter wore slack, dazed expressions. Their hearts and minds were elsewhere as they clapped their hands in forced applause. Grodd dropped back into his throne, letting the coerced approbation wash over him. This was the treatment he deserved. This was the glory that was his birthright. The sound of mechanical clapping went on and on, echoing coldly in the large room. And that's the end of that. Let's see, we already have Solivar and Grillgrot mentioned, so not much to add there outside of the stuff that we already did. I guess I should also mention here that Flash's origin is brought up. There we go. Jay and I just tried to hide at the same time. Flash's origin is brought up again. Oh no, did I accidentally... I didn't mean to hide you, duplicate. My bad. My bad. There we go. Jay and I were both hiding the same person at the same time, and I misclicked. But you should be back, duplicate, I do believe. Yeah, looks like that was the case. Jeez, how much more do we have in this book? It says we're at 59%. What is the, So, we've done 7 of 12 chapters, so we've got maybe 3 weeks left on this book. Not bad. Not bad. We're making great time. Oh. But yeah, before I get off for the day, let me see. Before I leave for the day, let me copy this link here and make sure that it works. not the link I needed. I did a collab that's out today that I wanted to drop on y'all. With Keanu Comics, they were helpful for one of our what was it, Lost Episodes, I believe, videos, and he asked me to come in and be the voice of Terry McGinnis on this. Because I've been reading the Batman Beyond comics, I presume. So I'm gonna drop the link to that here, as you can maybe see. I don't know how not blurry it is. He's only got like 35 views so far. Y'all help him out. Let me drop the link. There we go. There we go. Damn, Lemonade Bay got hidden. That's they keep coming in every week being like, I'm sorry about blah 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 blah, and like never saying what they're sorry about. But I'm pretty sure they were one of the early adopters of this fucking troll bullshit. JL Infinite got announced. He's excited. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I'm really excited. The interior art looks great. It's gonna be just A1. It's gonna be beautiful. Can't believe you collabed with Keanu Reeves. I wish. But yeah, it's only like a 6-7 minute video. So y'all have fun with that one. What was that sound? GJL28 has followed. Well, hey GJL28, thank you for the follow. Let me show that one. You guys are cool as shit. There's nothing wrong with that. Will Infinite have monkey Jeans? I hope so. But yeah, with all that, I do got some stuff that I gotta take care of today. So it is. I gotta dip. We did our three chapters. We dropped in this collab. I feel like we accomplished a lot on this stream. We got Monkey John. And what's more important than that? The stream is in the related. It is in the related bar. Beautiful. But yeah, watch the stream in the stream. Okay. There we go. We watched the stream in the stream. Let's see. Missed the end of the chapter figuring this out, but I got Monkey John. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Keep up the hard work. Hope you have an awesome day too, as well as everybody who's here. I hope y'all all have a good day. I'm gonna go take care of some college work and maybe do my taxes. Take it easy, y'all.